Hi, I'm Jerry James Stone. In today's video, we're going to talk about the different sweetness levels in champagne and what the fork that's all about. So sugars in wine are at the heart of what makes winemaking possible. During fermentation, it's the sugars that are in the wine grapes that are then converted into alcohol through yeast. So let me just back this up a little bit. So as grapes are grown, they produce sugar. The longer that they stay on the vine, the more sugar there is. The riper they are, the sweeter they are. But how much sugar there is hard to say. It comes down to the varietal of the grape, where the grape was grown, how it was farmed, and when that grape was harvested. All of those things affect the sugar. And let's not forget, winemakers also play a role in this. So how does this relate to champagne? Well, there's 7 different designations for how much sweetness or how sweet a champagne is. You probably are familiar with a few of them, like Brut or extra dry, but let's go over all 7 of them. So the least sweet is called Brut Nature. That means pretty much just how it was farmed. There's no added sugar or anything like that in the wine. It's just purely natural, and it's the lowest on the list when it comes to sugar. It has between 0 and 3 grams of sugar per liter. Next up, a little bit sweeter, is called Extra Brut, and that has between 0 and 6 grams of sugar per liter. And then finally there's Brut, which has between 0 and 12 grams of sugar per liter. Now, what does Brut mean? Brut is French for basically unsweetened. So if you're looking for a champagne that you'd want to use in mimosas, a Brut, an Extra Brut, or a Brut Nature would be a really great option because they are not sweetened, so they would really balance whatever juice, if you're using orange juice for a classic recipe, whatever you're using to make that cocktail. Next up is Extra Sec, which has between 12 and 20 grams of sugar per liter. This is also referred to as Extra Dry. Next up is Sec, which has between 17 and 35 grams of sugar per liter, which is also sometimes referred to as dry. Now the reason for that is Sec is French for the word dry, literally for the word dry. Now this is where it gets kind of confusing because Brut wines, as we were talking about before, are the drier end of the champagne scale, and Sec wines, which means dry, is on the sweeter side. But typically when you refer to wines in any capacity, a dry wine means it's not sweet, right? So it's kind of goes against the common knowledge of how you refer to typical wines. So in this instance, when you're talking about champagne, Extra Dry or Extra Sec or Sec, which is also dry, are you confused yet? Those champagnes are sweeter than Brut champagnes. So even though the word dry is in the name, it is on the sweeter end of the champagne scale. And then you have your sweeter champagnes like Demi-Sec, which is between 33 and 50 grams of sugar per liter. And then finally Deux, which has 50 plus grams of sugar per liter. So those are your sweet champagnes. So those are the 7 types that you really have when it comes to champagne and what their different sweetness levels mean. If you're looking for something like a mimosa, you want to stick to the Brut, Extra Brut, and that end of this scale. If you like a sweeter wine, then you want to go for an Extra Dry or dry champagne, which is counterintuitive because typically dry wines are not sweet, but in champagne they are. So there you have it. If you like this video, give me a thumbs up. If you want to know more about champagne, hey, drop a comment below. And if you like to drink or cook like I do, subscribe. I release new videos every single week. I'll see you guys next time. Hi, I'm Jerry James Stone. In today's video, we're going to talk about the sweetness. One more time. You can do this, Jerry.